Hello and welcome to Real West Immigration. My name is Jas Dhillon and I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, also known as a RCIC. Okay, now let's get to it. Canada's student visa system is undergoing significant changes, and if you're planning to study in Canada in 2025, you need to be fully prepared. The requirements are stricter, the approval process is more complex, and one minor mistake could cost you your dream of studying in one of the most sought after destinations for international students. Today we're going to walk through everything you need to know step by step so you can avoid delays, refusals, and unnecessary stress in your application process. First, let's talk about what's going on with the changes. Okay, the biggest shift in the system is that Canada is now operating under a study permit cap. What does that mean? It means that there is now a maximum number of study permits issued each year, making the process more competitive than before. In 2024, this cap led to a 32% drop in study permits issued from India alone, and the overall number of international student permits was significantly lower in previous years. For 2025, IRCC has set the cap at 437,000 permits, which is a 10% reduction from the previous year. The goal is to manage the growing international student population and relieve pressure on housing, infrastructure, and public services. This means that securing your study permit now requires more preparation than ever before. A major part of this new process is the introduction of the Provincial Attestation letter, also known as a PAL, or also the Territorial Attestation letter as well, which is known as the TAL. This requirement came into effect on January 22nd, 2024, and it is now mandatory for most study permit applicants. The PAL or the TAL is a document issued by the province or territory where your institution is located, confirming that your admission aligns with their educational and labor market needs. Essentially, it serves proof that your program and institution have been accounted for in the overall study permit cap. If you do not submit this document with your application, your study permit will not be processed. Okay, now let's talk about the financial requirements. Previously, international students needed to show around $10,000 Canadian in funds to cover their living expenses. But now that is no longer enough. As of January 1st, 2024, the minimum financial requirement for living expenses alone is $20,635 per year, and that excludes tuition fees as well. Also, if you're bringing a spouse or common law partner, you will now need to show an additional $4,000 per year for each accompanying dependent child. You will need to show an additional $3,000 per year. These new financial requirements are non-negotiable, and you must provide verifiable proof that you have access to these funds. This can be in the form of official bank statements from the past 6 months, a guaranteed investment certificate from a Canadian financial institution, proof of a student loan, or a letter from a financial sponsor along with their own financial statements. It's important to remember that simply depositing a large sum of money into your bank account right before you apply will not be enough. Immigration officers are also looking for proof of consistent financial stability, so your documentation must reflect a steady and reliable source of income. Processing time for student permits vary depending on your country of residence, but most applications take anywhere from 8 to 16 weeks. One essential step in this process is the biometrics appointment, which is mandatory for most applicants. Biometrics include fingerprinting and a photo, and failing to complete this step in a timely manner could significantly delay your application. As soon as you submit your study permit application, you should book your biometrics appointment right away to avoid unnecessary delays. Unfortunately, many study permit applicants are refused each year, and it's often due to avoidable mistakes. The most common reasons for rejection include insufficient proof of financial support, unclear study plans, lack of strong ties to your home country, and applying to institutions that are not recognized as a designated learning institution, also known as a DLI. Another major cause for refusal is failing to submit the recently introduced Provincial Attestation letter or Territorial Attestation letter when required. If your application is missing this document, it will not be processed, and you will have to start all over again. Additionally, if immigration officers believe that you do not have a clear plan for your studies or that you may not leave Canada after your program ends, your application may be refused. This is why it is crucial to have strong supporting documents, including a well-detailed study plan explaining why you have chosen your specific program and how it aligns with your career goals. Many students come to Canada with a long-term goal of obtaining permanent residency. While studying in Canada is often a great pathway to that goal, you have to realize that not all programs qualify for a post-graduation work permit, also known as a PGWP. If your goal is to stay in Canada and work after graduation, you must ensure that your program is eligible for a PGWP. The government is now placing more emphasis on graduates who can fill labor shortages in key sectors such as healthcare, information technology, and skilled trades. Choosing a program that aligns with these labor market needs may also increase your chances of securing a work permit and later transitioning to permanent residency. At the end of the day, getting your student visa permit approved in 2025 is not as straightforward as it once was before. But with the right strategy and preparation, it is absolutely possible. The key is to stay informed, plan ahead, and submit a flawless application. If you want expert guidance to navigate these changes, ensure that your application is complete, and maximize your chances of success, book a consultation with us today. We'll walk you through the entire process, answer any questions you have, and help you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Let's get it right from the start. Schedule your consultation now. The link is down below. Studying in Canada is a life-changing opportunity, and with the right preparation, you can make it happen. Good luck, and we look forward to helping you achieve your academic and career goals in Canada.